Welcome to A Shot of Ag. My name is Rob Sharkey. I'm a fifth-generation farmer from just outside of Bradford, Illinois. They say that being an entrepreneur is something that you're born with. Well, we're going to find out. We're going to be talking with Mary Faber. How you doing, Mary?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. You're from Pontiac.
I am.
Just in case anybody from Peoria doesn't know where that's at, where is it?
It is east, right along Interstate 55. So Interstate 55 actually cuts my home dairy in half. Mile marker 203.
I didn't know that was your dairy.
That would be my family's dairy operation. I am also the fifth generation.
Okay.
But the home dairy is run, owned, managed by my dad, Don, my uncle, Roy, and my brother, Matt.
Yeah, what was your maiden name?
Mackinson. So Mackinson Dairy Farm.
You know what's so funny is I've gone past that. I've never put two and two together.
Yep.
Because we've known each other for, we met, I don't know, 10, 20, 50 years ago. Long time ago, right? But yeah, yes. I never put that together.
Yeah. That is where I grew up. Like I said, I grew up on a dairy and grain farm, went to school in Pontiac, and vowed to myself that I would never return back to my hometown.
Oh, you didn't want to?
No.
Why is that?
I wanted to get out. I wanted to go somewhere else. And
off to the big city?
I don't know necessarily big city. I love Bloomington Normal. But I said to myself I was not going back to Pontiac, and, well, there were other plans.
Here we are.
Here we are.
You went to school at ISU, right?
Correct, Illinois State.
Okay. What'd you study?
You know, in high school, Pontiac High School didn't have FFA.
You're kidding me.
No, Pontiac.
Really?
So back when I was going through high school, there wasn't FFA in Pontiac. So I was really active in 4-H, and I knew I wanted agriculture. And I had taken an accounting class in high school, and I loved that. So I'm like,
whoa, hold up. You took an accounting class, and you loved it.
I did.
You and I have different brains.
We do.
Okay. Or you just love what? The organization or what?
Organization, numbers, detail.
It's so dumb because when you put a journal entry, it's got to be something. Everything's got to be something. You just can't put down, oh, I spent $20, none of your damn business.
Correct. And that's what I love about it. It's so black and white.
Okay. All right.
So I combined the two and majored in agriculture business at Illinois State.
Gotcha. Oh, I see. Go Redbirds.
Go Redbirds.
Yeah.
And then did what everybody thought, kind of told me I should do, join the corporate world. So
okay.
Got a job. Yeah.
Where?
Right out of college, I was a national bank examiner for the comptroller of the currency.
What?
I was a bank examiner.
So you were, if people ne'er-do-wells, like I would have put, or if they were embezzling, is that what you were trying to?
Every bank has to go through like an audit.
Yeah.
And so I was on the team that examined national banks.
That seems like something you do later in your career.
I was
not you, huh?
21.
I mean, is it usual though? Because it seems like you'd have to learn stuff before you'd be able to catch people.
It was a training program, and so it was a great experience, and I did that.
Are you smart?
Well, depends.
You ain't dumb, right?
Well,
okay.
I don't think so, but I have my moments.
You have to have that kind of mind to do that.
So did that, and then I worked as I underwrote operating loans for farmers.
Okay.
So I was the person that.
So you crushed dreams.
I did. I added joint checks.
Yeah.
Took your crop insurance.
Wait. But when you were doing the bank thing, did you ever catch anybody?
No, we really never had it. I mean,
really?
No. And they were taking a team of 4 recent college grads out to a bank. So they were taking you to pretty conservative, well-run banks.
Or maybe just ones that they want to be able to get away with. You ever think about that?
I had not, but maybe that is. Maybe that was. But we were around, based out of the St. Louis office. So
gotcha.
Lots of small towns.
So then when you were doing the loans, were you like Farm Credit?
It was with the Growmark system,
Okay.
FS AgriFinance.
Yeah.
Yep. Then I just jumped over to Country and worked in farm insurance, was an underwriter for insurance. And then got the opportunity to go up to Northern Illinois at a co-op up there that needed help with some credit. And so I established a credit program and worked in their credit for a few years.
Okay.
And in the meantime, I met my now husband.
Where'd you meet him at?
Oh, you'll appreciate this, son. He is the ag teacher at Pontiac High School, so my hometown.
Oh,
So he had the opportunity to meet.
he wasn't your teacher.
No, I'm
Okay.
actually older than him. So
Oh, you're a cougar.
I am. and he
Yeah,
will-
I got
yes.
it. Okay.
You know, those were probably the longest 6 weeks ever, from
What-
July to September.
What
Because that's
was?
how much older I am than him. Those
Oh,
6
it's only
weeks.
6 weeks.
It's 6 weeks.
You're a cougar cub.
Yeah, but he forgets the 6 weeks and just goes with the cougar part. So, yeah, he was teaching at Pontiac. He's their ag teacher, FFA advisor. And my brother was like, "You need to meet this guy." And I'm like, "No, no, I don't know.
Yeah.
Blind dates, no." And I met him at a high school basketball game, and that was several years ago.
Love at first sight?
Pretty quick.
Yeah.
I mean, we were, yeah, and here we are.
Yeah.
So
He's
I-
up from my home county.
He is, yes. So he grew up on a grain and beef farm just outside of Sublette. Was very, very active in the FFA world. Former Illinois State FFA officer. So
Which office?
treasurer, maybe?
You should probably know that.
I should know that, yeah. Whoops. But yeah, he was a former state officer, and which I think is kind of, number one, funny that I was not involved in FFA.
Funny. I thought you were going to say sexy.
Funny
It's
that,
the jacket.
sure.
Something about it.
I knew very little about FFA.
Yeah.
And yeah, I've learned a lot over the last.
But you said you didn't have FFA when you went there.
Correct.
So-
it was rechartered. They actually just celebrated their 20 years of rechartering for the Pontiac FFA. Parker Bain was the teacher that brought ag back to Pontiac, and then Jesse joined him 2 years later.
Okay.
And Jesse's there today.
He's currently still.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Are you still involved with your family's dairy?
Well, I don't get to help out as much as I once did
Yeah.
due to my business, the time constraints of my business, and then our kids. And then we have cattle at our house that are my responsibility.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Okay, let's get to your business because
Okay.
I'm fascinated by entrepreneurs. Generally, and I guess I already know this, but I ask if like your parents were entrepreneurs because I try to figure out because it seems like some people are chronic entrepreneurs. They just can't work for other people, and then there are people that would never ever think about running their own. And there's nothing wrong with either one. Why do you think you're an entrepreneur?
I never had the dream of running my own business.
Really?
No,
Okay.
I never did. At a young age, I was go to get a corporate job. You need health insurance, right?
Yeah.
So that's what I always did. And, you know, I was working at a co-op close to Pontiac. I was their controller, so I managed everything numbers related, bill pay, receivables, patronage, month end, fiscal year end audits. Those were all under my umbrella. And then that little thing called COVID hit.
Never heard of her.
Yeah. You know, and I got sent home to work from home. So all I needed to do my job was internet and a computer.
Yeah.
So I worked from home and really fell in love with that working from home gig.
Yeah?
And oh yes, I'd never done it before and it was awesome.
Some people can't.
Correct. I was the opposite.
You thrived.
I did.
I mean, did you just like it, or did your work pick up, or did you do better at work?
Both.
Okay.
Both, because I didn't have that distraction, and I was able to
How
sit
can
down.
you not have a distraction at home? Literally, I haven't heard half of what you said because I have flowers sitting here.
But for me, it
worked.
It worked.
Okay.
And my employer, it was in end of September, said we want you back in the office Monday through Friday, 7 to 5. And I was like deer in a headlight, like, no.
Didn't want to go back.
No.
Okay.
And I quit. Like that.
You're an introvert?
Very much.
Okay.
Yes.
Are you a proud one?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, people that know me, Enneagram 1.
What does that mean?
I like structure. I like order. I like everything organized. I like a plan. And then I up
the
and
hell are you doing on this show then?
and the funny part is, like literally, I was told that on a Friday that I need to be on office 5 days a week, and I
Yeah.
turned in my 2 weeks on Monday.
Okay.
I had no plan.
Well, that'd be scary, right? 'Cause
Oh
you're-
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had no idea. I got my substitute teaching license, and kudos to my husband because he's like, I had a feeling you'd come up with something. I didn't think you'd stay at home, but I didn't know what it was going to be.
Yeah.
But background. In the meantime, I started a cut flower farm, which is why I brought you flowers.
What are these?
Those are daffodils.
They're beautiful.
So, as an escape from
How do
my,
they taste?
I don't know, but they should smell. Some of them should smell. How is it? You are getting hungry. Hopefully they're not poisonous. That'd be weird.
That was a mistake.
But, well, still at the co-op, I was like, you know what? My cousin started a cut flower farm. I'm like, I think I can do that. And I did. And everybody
Yeah.
laughed at me because they're like, you're going to do what? I'm like, I'm going to
Are
take
they grown outside? Okay.
I took a 4,000 square foot chunk of my yard, tilled it up, and planted flowers.
Okay.
And, there's a lot more to growing flowers, as you know, about corn and soybeans than just putting it in the
Are
ground and
these
hoping it grows.
Roundup ready?
No. But when I was in growing flowers, obviously perennials come back year after year, I invested a lot of money in tulips and daffodils. And while I am not actively growing flowers for a cut flower farm, this time of year I can still reap those benefits because I have a ton of beautiful daffodils around
Oh, I
my
bet.
yard.
Now, how were you selling them?
I was selling them at our local farmers market, and then online people would want to pick up a bouquet or stuff like that. But
It's really bad.
so I grew cut flowers for 2 years. Invested in my business and actually was profitable.
I'm glad because they don't taste very good.
So, I think there are some flowers you can eat, but
Not these.
not these. Noted.
So what does that mean? You say that meant a lot that you started this cut flower business. What'd you learn from it?
That I can do hard things. That I can take an idea, an idea that a lot of people laughed at me, that you're gonna do what and do what? But, I started thousands of seedlings in our basement, learning how to soil block and grow them and, the timing to get everything to harvest, different times. So you have a full bouquet, the different components of a bouquet, making sure you have your focal flowers, all of that good stuff. And I built a business from nothing.
Yeah.
And-
Hey, it feels good.
Looking back, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it still does. I mean, I'm incredibly proud of it. And the only reason I'm not doing it today is, I closed that chapter and started a different chapter.
And there's nothing wrong with that. People get caught up on that because we're going to get into your second business here, right?
Yep.
And people think, oh, not doing the flower thing anymore. It's a failure. No, it's really not. It basically got you to where you are today.
Correct.
So yeah, y'all relax. You're doing fine. Tell me about the bookkeeping.
So it was October 1st of 2020, and it was a Monday, and everybody in my house was going to school. And I was like, got a few more weeks of flowers left. No, hard frost. And I'm sitting outside. I don't have a job, and my flowers are dead, and it was like.
And your dog's sick, and your
Well, I mean, if you wanted to finish with the full country song, it would have been.
mom got run over by a big old train.
The only thing I needed was like to crack open a beer, and it would have been perfect. And I'm sitting there, and I'm like, what have I done? you know? And a few weeks pass, and I really started thinking, what do I miss? And I missed the numbers. And I knew I wanted to work from home.
Yeah.
I'm also from Illinois. I saw the writing on the wall. My kids were going to go remote at some point. And I don't know, but somehow I stumbled across the virtual bookkeeper. And I was like, I think I can do that. And talked to a few people, and, I was like, I think I can. What the heck, right? So I do what all smart people do. I made a social media post. I did it, and I acquired some courage in the form of Busch Light, obviously.
Yeah.
And I posted it.
That saying what? I want to work with you?
Yes. I love bookkeeping. I am looking for entrepreneurs that do not like bookkeeping, and I'll do your bookkeeping for you.
Okay.
And that was where it started.
Where'd you post it?
Facebook.
And people answered?
Yes. I signed 2 clients from that post.
Really? And how'd you continue to grow?
I kind of got my foot wet. One client led to 2, 2 to 4, 4 to 8, and a lot of
word of mouth.
Word of mouth has
It's
been
the best advertising.
correct.
Yeah.
Working with people, and social media has brought me a fair number, but a lot of it has been word of mouth.
So, okay, I'm a farmer, so that's all I know, right? I buy stuff. Would I just literally? I don't want to do anything with it.
Correct.
I throw you the receipts and say, put this in whatever you accountants do, your little boxes and all that stuff, and that's what you figure all that out.
Yes.
Okay.
I work with small businesses, entrepreneurs from coast to coast. Common thread, they're all somewhat tied to agriculture.
Okay.
So some are farmers, corn and soybeans, some grow cotton, but I also have cattle ranchers in New Mexico. I've got cattle in California. I've got photographers in upstate New York.
Do any of that mob stuff? The mob money?
No.
That's
nah.
where
The real money?
Yeah.
I do work with influencers.
Oh,
so,
there's no money in that.
Well. But I have the opportunity to work with, entrepreneurs like yourself, and I do their bookkeeping. So each business is different, but the big is that I provide my customers with their bookkeeping. They don't have to do it, and they have accurate and timely books.
Okay.
So,
I'm curious. Do you work with people that you know?
no,
Okay.
not necessarily.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm not so sure I would want to.
Correct.
Yeah.
I understand that. No, like some of my clients are local. I would say somewhat local, within an hour of my house. But I'd say a majority of my clients are not local. Like I said, I work with over 50 clients ongoing as their bookkeeper each and every month. So right now, I'm finishing up the prior month's books, and so they all have them. So for those people that maybe throw everything in a box and,
Yeah.
wait till, I don't know, they schedule that tax appointment in November, December.
Well, it's changed, right? You don't have to be close, right?
No.
You don't.
No, everything.
You never meet them, right?
Just on the phone or over video. Yeah.
Do the Zoom stuff.
I do that.
Okay.
But no, the beauty of, if anything, COVID has kind of helped bring out my business. But I do everything virtual. I do work with QuickBooks Online. That is a program I work with. So all of my clients are on that program. And yeah.
And this has been very successful.
Correct.
Yeah. How many did you say you deal with?
I work with over 50 clients ongoing every month.
That sounds like way too many. I mean, literally, for time-wise, can you do more?
Well, I grew up on a farm and
You're not going to say no.
correct.
Yeah.
You know, having done this, I know the businesses that I can do really, really well, that are right, you know, my ideal client, and I won't probably say no. Should I? Absolutely.
Yeah.
But yeah.
How old are your kids?
Ava is 12 and will be going into 6th grade, and Eli is 10 and will be going into 5th grade. So
Okay.
and you know, after I started the business, and probably 6 months in, I invested and went to a conference. And it was a conference that it was put on by a social media influencer, and it was geared towards rural women and rural entrepreneurs. And so I went, and at that conference, Rural Rooted, they really focused on your why. Like, why do you get up? Why do you work? You know, what is my why? And they helped me focus it was on the kids, because I wanted the flexibility to be there for the kids' activities, whether it be on a random school day or over the summer for sports. So I needed a job that has flexibility.
Yeah.
And I have been able to build my business around the kids' schedules. So I can take them to a 7:30 swim practice. And I can either work before or after.
Well, even the swim meets you can work during because they're so boring.
I usually time at swim meets, but when they're at practice, I take my laptop and I sit there and I work.
Yeah.
That's the beauty about my job is I can do it anywhere. There's internet. Somebody laughed. They're like, well, you're probably on a beach somewhere. And I said, no, I'm just really in my basement in central Illinois. So.
Well, what advice would you give to that person out there that wants to not work in an office, right? Wants to start their own business? What would you tell them?
You know what? If you have that feeling, that urge of you wanting something to change, take a chance. You know, somebody very near to me asked me the question. We were a few months into my business. Mary, what are you going to do when this fails?
Wow.
I know, right? And at that time, somebody's like, gosh, that's harsh. But I really thought about that question. You know what? What would I have done? I would have gone back to the corporate world and got a job. And when I looked at it like that, is that really so bad?
No.
No. Like, and I'm not saying at some point I might go back to the corporate world.
I don't see that happening.
But is that that was the worst thing that could have happened.
Yeah.
That I could come up with. So it didn't make, okay.
Yeah. Well, people do get, well, like we talked about with like this, the flower thing, people, they get so caught up on if I'm going to start my own business, if I'm going to do my own thing, then if I don't do that for the next 50 years, it's a failure.
Correct.
Where a lot of these things, I look back at my life and a lot of the stuff that I no longer do still got me to the point
Correct.
of where I am today. It's like, even though you failed, you learned something and you just keep failing, but you learn something and then you're able to build off that.
You know, I have the ability to take a very messy set of books and fix it pretty quick. And somebody's like, how did you do that? And it's exactly what you said. I've learned. And over the course of being an entrepreneur, I'm so new in that journey. I have learned so much. And it's from things that didn't necessarily go my way.
Yeah.
Or a business decision that didn't work.
Yeah.
You know, I need to preference that when I started out on this journey, I had savings, so I was okay. And my husband had health insurance.
Yeah.
You know? And so we were okay financially
Yeah.
for a short period of time. And, you know, it worked.
Yeah. If people want to find you, social media,
Yeah.
where do they go?
The best place to find me is on Instagram under Mary T. Faber. I am on Facebook, and I do have a website for my business. My business name is Mary T. Faber Solutions. So I'm not too
clever.
creative. I know.
I'm just joking.
Yeah. Hey, it's perfect for, you know, like everything black and white. Just
No, it is perfect. You ought to be very, very, very proud of what you've done. Not everybody can do it. Not everybody can be their own boss. Not everybody can work from home. which is just fine. But yeah, as you sit back, you got to be very proud of what you've done.
Thank you.
And the business that you're not just building for yourself, but for your family too. You are setting an example for your kids that I don't think maybe you don't even realize, but it's pretty amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right, Mary T. Faber though, online.
Correct.
Okay.
I don't think there's a.
We can come up with a better name for your company, like No Screwing Around Accounting, something like that.
Something like that, but you let me know.
For right now,
we'll stick with my name.
Mary Faber from Pontiac, Illinois. Yeah, go check her out, especially if you are a horrible bookkeeper.
Or just don't like doing it. Or you're better at something else, like, I don't know, doing this.
Your time is valuable.
It is.
Yeah, so it's like
Trade-off.
trade-off.
Pick what you're really good at and what you aren't really good at or what you don't like, you outsource.
Okay. Yeah. Do you have the pocket protector?
No.
Okay. Mary, it's fun seeing you again. It's been way too long.
It has been.
So yeah, again, congratulations on everything you're doing, Mary Faber. Everybody else, we'll catch you next week.